Hello. This is Serafina, and this is WTF Pulp Culture with Serafina. This is a podcast where you will find all the latest news in pulp culture, even some deep dives and some throwbacks into some moments that make you really want to say WTF. Also, I want to keep this podcast authentic, and if you don't know, you know now. I am a mom. And I want to talk about things that aren't really spoken about in the mom community, or just share my mom hacks, what I'm going through, sharing stories, because I am a boy mom and that is chaotic, and a stay-at-home mom all in one. And if that rings a bell and you are a celebrity Bravo fan just like me, this is your podcast. Hello, good morning. Mercury in retrograde, you could go suck my left tit. That's all I gotta say. And with that said, the video you're about to watch was supposed to be edited and posted last week. And it didn't happen. Why? Because Mercury in retrograde, it's a new week, new actions. We're starting over. I'm still gonna post it because one thing is my mom hack is really good. And plus, I really like what I said about the shows. I really like the footage. So we're not going to waste this footage, and you're about to see it right now. So thank you, y'all, for following along, and thank you for supporting me through all the technical glitches. Mercury in retrograde, suck my left tit. Hello, hi, and welcome back to WTF Pop Culture Podcast with yours truly, Serafina. Man, has it been a week. Or technically it's been 4 days since I talked to you. Or 3 days. I think Tuesday was when I posted the video. Or I posted the latest episode of the news recap. So today was the TV recap. Right? Basically, it's my love for Bravo Day. But to keep it with the mom flow, this is going to be mom hack section. Instead of like a mom update, today there's going to be a little bit of a mom update because it's connected to the mom hack. It's not that what I learned this week, but it's something that I'm very grateful for this week. So I felt, why not? And plus, if you know, you know. Today's April 21st. Yesterday was April 20th. 420 to be exact. So if you understand, if you get it, you get it. So I figured, you know what, let's just keep it with the theme of the week. So it just felt appropriate. It really did. And on top of that, it's William's birthday today. I have a 6-year-old. Holy schmoly. And this needs to stop. So what is that mom hack? Well, let me tell you about my mom hack. It is my best friend. It's been my best friend since I was like 17. It is a little thing I like to call cannabis. Yes, and this is going to be my first time really talking about it. I'm slightly nervous, but I'll tell you why I'm nervous in a minute. But overall, we live in this day and age where it's normal. So if I want to be part of this like normalization of cannabis thing for moms, like if I want to be part of that movement, I gotta start using my voice. So I felt it was very appropriate. And I will say, before I found out I was pregnant in January, maybe December, when I was thinking about the YouTube channel and the content I wanted to bring there, the value I wanted to bring there, and I wanted to bring cannabis. And I was really nervous because I've seen a lot of creators get in trouble on the apps, and just the whole thing around that, plus the stigma, and you're a mom, oh my god. But I follow Jenny Blaze, aka Bravo by Blaze, and she is out here helping literally women and mom come out of the green closet. So it was like, if she's on a mission to help mom's come out of the green closet, I need to start I gotta start practicing that voice. So here I am talking about it. Here I am practicing that voice. I have been a cannabis user for almost 20 years. I have been using it since I was 17. Backstory, even a further backstory, is I grew up around it. My mom uses it. She has epilepsy and she uses that. Plus, back then when she did have insurance, she did have, obviously, she, I believe, used Tegretol because she has grand mal seizures. She has, I will tell you about the stuff I saw as a kid. That is traumatizing, that is triggering, oh my god. But something that I later in life, and especially just now thinking about it and talking it, since we're talking about cannabis, is something I realized is how much cannabis is really helping my mom. Okay, so my mom, she always used it. She never hid it from me, but she never smoked it in the house. It was always outside. And if I came outside, she wasn't one of those like, you know, like she obviously tried to keep the smoke away. It's 4:20 as I record this. As I said, she blew the smoke away. It was always outside, all of that. Okay, so do not come out my mother. So for me, and my mom always explained it to me as her medicine. So for me, from day one, I knew it was medicine. And I'm like, okay. And she was very strict about it. She was very responsible parent with it. And she's like, you can't touch this until you're like 18. Like, don't, like, she always said, like, don't do it without me the first time. And what do? Like a typical teenager, what do? I decided with my first boyfriend and my friend Terrence at the time to go and, we decided to go, where is it? We called it the crypt, or he called it the crypt. And then once he showed us the crypt, all of us, like the little summer circle that we had, we just kept calling it the crypt. It's basically these tunnels in Burbank that were near Walt Disney Studios. I think it was Buena Vista was the street. But anyway, like there's like a hiking path that you could go, like, and you could see a lot of people take their horses there. Well, there is a little section. If you take that path and you take like a sharp right, there's it's by the LA River too. For those who know that area, you were like, okay, I kind of, and there's like a giant park on top of that. What park is that though? Bob Hope Park. It's behind Bob Hope Park. Yes, hello, thank you, Jesus. I'm like, hello. My grandma's a Burbank girl. I'm a Burbank girl. It's in me. So, okay, it's in that area. He showed us one summer, like the summer that we were dating. We only dated for 6 months, and it was a magical 6 months. I'm just saying, like that summer, it was like my version of Summer of Love, like Summer of '69. That was like not with all the sex and, well, there was drugs, but there was not sex. I didn't lose my virginity until later, and that's a different situation. I'll tell you about that one later. So, long story short, he shows us, we're climbing through this thing, we go down this long ass tunnel that I am literally waiting for monsters to come out and like eat me. It is scary, okay, but it leads you all the way into Bob Hope, and you can see people playing. It is a trip. It was really cool once we got in there. So, mind you, also, he used to get in trouble for like getting high, and he was younger than me. I was 17, he was 15. And he somehow found where his parents hid his pot. And then I think we did it out of an apple. Or he made his own little pipe out of a pen and some foil and magic. And so we partaked in a very small amount. And it was just a magical time. Well, once my mom found out a few weeks later, because my best friend Holly's mom told my mom that I'm smoking pot now. That was fun. Instead of me just coming to my mom, I was trying to figure out how to tell my mother. And it got taken away. But anyway, it needed to come out. it needed to come out. If your mom smokes and now you're starting to smoke and you don't smoke with your mother, what are you doing? Not every teenager has that. So when she found out, she like kind of lost her mind, and she's, well, then we're going to Uncle Rupert. What? Uncle Rupert is her best friend, also aka like my substitute dad. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, he's not a stepdad or anything like that. It is literally, he was a father figure. Like, when my mom needed help to get through to me and it wasn't working, she was like, oh, well, then you're gonna talk to Uncle Rupert. So yeah, I remember this. That was the highest I have ever been. You know how when they say the first time you are high, it is the highest you will ever be. The first time I got high in that tunnel, I wasn't very high, and I think it was more of a placebo effect than anything else. Uncle Rupert, holy shit. I don't know how else to explain it, but this is all I remember. He would talk to me about what to look for. Like, when you're on, he's like, all right, when you're with your friends, this is what you need to look for. Like you need to taste it, smell it, all before you smoke it. This is the little tricks. No one's going to know that you're doing it. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Right? I'm like, okay. And I was very straight faced. He starts talking about college. I start giggling. Every time we would go back and forth between the friends and social circles and like social aspects of cannabis, I would be very serious. College. That is me. Hi, hello. So literally that's how it started. And then it also started after I lost my dad. That is what triggered me to use this. Before then, I didn't even want to use it. I was like, no. My dad was a heroin junkie, and it all started with heroin because I went through the DARE program. They always said that cannabis was a gateway drug, yada, yada. Now at 35 years old, I am sorry, but cannabis is the gateway to the motherfucking fridge. There, I said it. Why do you think I'm not a skinny Winnie? When the munchies hit, they hit. That is why, in the hack in that, you gotta make sure when you go to the grocery store, you get healthy options. So when the munchies hit, you eat the healthy shit instead of the junk food. And don't go to the grocery store high. If you've done it, you've done it. You know. Literally, leave me comments of like what has happened while you've gone to the grocery store high. How far the budget, or did you get any healthy food, or was it all junk food? Dear Lord. So it's been around since 17. I'm 35 now. That was almost 20 years. That's 18 years. Okay. Mom hack. As a mom now, I totally get why my mom did it. Oh. Sorry about that trash truck. And I just learned down here I could hit pause without like having like 10 million videos to paste together. So, yay. I love that for me. I'm in a good mood today. Can you tell? Even though I've been up since 4 the last 2 nights. So yeah, like literally we all don't know, but long story short, 2020 I give birth to AJ. 2021 I form like a drinking issue, addiction, whatever you want to call it. Like every time my husband had tequila in the house, I was sneaking shots, and I'm not just saying one shot. I was like 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 throughout the by the time he came home, I was probably at 7 shots. I was feeling good, but I wasn't good. I wasn't cute. I was a hot mess, and it was not okay. Why was that? It's because I didn't have cannabis in the house, and he's very, I'm not going to say anti-cannabis, but he doesn't understand it truly. And because of the drinking situation, he has learned, oh, she needs this. Okay. And when we could afford it, it is around. Yesterday we couldn't afford it, and it felt so weird not to be able to stock up on 420 with all the deals coming out of everybody's ass in LA. Like, what the hell? I get And I smoke carts because, hello, I'm a mom, and it's really easy just to come into the bedroom while they're out there for a second, or when I come to pee and go potty, I could take a few hits and come back into, like, I microdose. Okay, like that's kind of like I microdose throughout the day, and I don't do gummies because gummies scare the crap out of me, even though lately I've been kind of like thinking about it. But carts, I like to smoke it. I really do, because then you feel it instantly. I feel like I control it pretty good. Yeah, there's times where I get couch locked, and that's not good, you know, but that's when you got to get up, move your body, eat something, drink some orange juice. You got to kind of perk up your body. You just got to do something. Um, but really, it helps me sleep. It helps with the muscles. Those long walks, that fucking helps. Part of my language on that one. But really, like, I want to encourage more moms or women or humans or whatever, but mainly moms, since that's the kind of community I want to build here with the pop culture aspect, is put the wine glass down. Put the alcoholic drink down. Pick up the vape pen or a joint or even an edible. You know, like, even look into microdosing online. There's a website, and if you listen to Girls Next Door podcast, that's Holly Madison and Bridget Marcourt, who are the girls from Girls Next Door, or it's Girls Next Level. Sorry, that's the name of the podcast. The show they were on was Girls Next Door. The Playboy show on E. The Three Girlfriends of Hugh Hefner. Yep. If you know, you know. Listen to that podcast, and they have a code for you. And once I get a code for microdosing, obviously I'll be sharing that. But honestly, look into it. And I'm telling you, the more you use it, and like, obviously the microdosing is going to help, because then it's like throughout the day you're just level. And when your kids lose their mind, and they're having tantrums, and they're having whatever's going on, you're level-headed and you're patient. What is the most important thing for a mother in the middle of a child's tantrum? The mother has to be patient. It is so easy for stay-at-home moms to lose their motherfucking shit. I know. Okay, I at one point had lost my shit so much and yelled so much that the neighbors got scared and called the cops on me once. Okay? That was in the middle of the drinking. That is how extreme it got. When that happened and I had my freaking meltdown with him, he was like, "What is wrong?" I go, "You need to bring cannabis. I don't want to drink like this. Like, this is like a weekend thing. This is a social thing. This is not, I need cannabis. And it's not an addiction, it's medicine." And he got it for me. And he started to kind of understand it in that aspect, you know? But he's annoyed about how expensive it is. And honey, I've been annoyed about how expensive it is. And I'm telling you, I'm afraid it's going to get worse. You know, that is why you need to stock up on 420. The website that I use, Cannabis, out here in LA, they go and do, yesterday, they had $40 cards with live resin in it. And that's like top notch. That's like, you're about to see dragons in your kitchen. Beautiful, right? That was normally $40 per cart. They had this deal from the 16th to the 20th, and I only found out about it yesterday, because I looked yesterday like an idiot. I should have looked on days earlier. It was $10 a cart. $10 a cart. Where do you find $10 a cart? Never, ever, wherever, never. You don't see that. My stoner girls know that you don't see that. That's like a $10 gram at like a smoke shop out in the hood. Like, I should know. Like, when I used to go and live out in the hood and I had really good tips and I needed weed, I would walk all the way down to a certain smoke shop because I knew they had $10 grams, and I could drop $30 and get a nice little eighth. And if I flirted with the guy just right, I got a little extra. Girls, you know. So, there's that. That is my mom hack. Put the wine down and pick up cannabis in any kind of form. You could even look into tinctures. Just look into microdosing. Look into the benefits of it. You don't have to do it all day long. You could take it easy. You could take it at your own pace. But once you do it with an open heart, an open book, open heart basically, you will notice a difference in yourself compared to when you drink. And if you are a mother who like has wine throughout the day, or like drinks before 5 or after 5, say, oh, it's 5 o'clock, drunk, 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 take a hit instead. Your liver will appreciate it as another, like, hello, like, can we talk about just the physical effects that drinking has on your body? Like, we will go into that even more, but your liver will thank you, your muscles will thank you, and your sleep will thank you. All right? Okay, so now, what time is it? It is time.
Bravo.
TV recap. All right, I am a Bravo girl. And we all know that there is not much Bravo news in the mainstream pop culture world. So my way of finding balance on this pop culture to bring my love for Bravo and my love for pop culture together is in these 2 episodes a week. Monday is the news hour episode, and then this is going to be the TV recap hour. So we're going to start off with Below Deck Yachting. And it's the 2nd episode of the new season. I believe it's season 4. Gary, who's the bosun, I don't think I mentioned this last week, and if I didn't, I apologize. So I'm going to mention it now. He's not here yet, and they're already in the middle of charter, and charter means that there are guests on board. Because he has COVID, or he kept testing for COVID, even though he felt fantastic, all the things. So he had to go through protocol, all the things. So they had no bosun. Which is basically the head guy that's outside on the deck. Alright, so Colin, who's the engineer, who's like who's under the captain but above the bosun. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. And if I am not saying that right, I apologize. Holy schmoly. He, for the last 2 episodes, he's had to deal with water in the main engine. Meaning where it can't even turn on. They have to rebuild this engine because of the water. Like, they have to like take all the parts, let it out, dry out, then rebuild it, all this, right? So at the end of last week's episode, the guy was like, oh, it's going to take 2 weeks to do this. Colin's like, I've seen it done in 5 days. And I'm like, oh, Colin, yes. And Colin has a lot of experience on boats in general. Like, when he's not being an engineer on like a professional boating, a yachting situation, he lives on his own boat and he does his own thing, and he just is a happy little pirate. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but like he kind of lives a really cool pirate life without all the stealing. So Glenn, the captain, is trying to find this kit, all of that, and I don't know what happens, but Colin is able to fucking work magic. He cleans it all out, and what happens? He gets the freaking boat to turn on. So that's where we ended. And before that, of course, the freaking charter guests were freaking having a freaking fit. I don't blame them. And one of them made a comment that I don't necessarily I basically agree. She said, well, I don't understand. If we're the first charter, shouldn't he been a good I don't know if this is per word, but basically she said, if you're a good captain, would have checked to see if the engine could even turn on before you brought the charter in and started the season. I was like, oh shit. And that just reminds me, because I'm not a big fan of Glenn. I'm not. He's not my favorite captain. My boat daddy is Captain Lee. Okay? And I am sad to see him go. I need him. And I have to say, a close second now is Captain Carey from Below Deck Adventure. Like he's a close to Captain Lee with the sternness that a captain needs to be, but it should. But Captain Lee, he had great one-liners.
Let's take a look back at some of our favorite Captain Lee-isms from over the years.
I am madder than a pissed-on chicken. I'm gonna eat somebody's ass for dinner.
Jesus Christ, could f*** up a 2-car funeral.
Right now, the pucker effect is so strong you couldn't drive a straight pin up my ass with a 10-pound sledgehammer. If they don't deliver, they can give their soul to Jesus because their ass belongs to me. I'll just come apart like a cheap suit all over somebody for not having their radio.
Christ, I feel like a one-legged man at an ass-kicking contest.
I hope she doesn't let her dump truck mouth overload her wheelbarrow
That
ass.
just made your heart sing. I know I'm not the only one that every time he would say one of his one-liners, it's like, oh, yes. You know? So, there's a moment where I feel Daisy on this. Where so because of the boat not being able to leave, they had to come up with a bunch of tricks coming out of their butt. And they had to go and do, they decided, okay, let's take the guests out to a beach. We'll take them on the tender, which is that little boat that's attached to the big boat, you know, and things that go wrong, they have the tender to go back and forth from land and all of that. So they go and they're taking them, and one of the guests asked for more ice, and they couldn't find it in all the coolers that were already on the tender. So freaking Captain Lee's like, Daisy, 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 we need ice. And she's down there finally trying to take a break, trying to have a breather. She's talking to Colin. I think she's even trying to talk to Gary to see if he's coming soon. All of that. Mind you, Colin, Gary, and Daisy are the main three from like season 2. Yeah, because I think no one from the original season is here. Maybe, yeah. I'll look into that, but that's not important right now. So she's going ballistic, and she's like on the Raider Grand Clan. It is in there. It's in the coolers. It's on the boat. I know it is. And he goes, no, it's not. You gotta bring it now. Because he's already stressed about the engine. He's already annoyed. Nothing is going planned for the first charter. Everyone is just very tense, very on edge. Understandably correct. So she's running out there and goes, it is out there, Colin. And he goes, no, it's not. You just gotta get it. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is how they're starting the season. This is so gonna be interesting. So there's that for Below Deck. Now we're gonna switch into New Jersey. And I am just gonna talk about one thing and one thing only. I am so fucking annoyed and bored about New Jersey. I am. I took a 5, are they in season 13? Wait, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About maybe 7-year break from New Jersey because I was getting tired of freaking Melissa and Teresa fighting and Joe fighting and all of that stupid bullshit. To come back and see them still fucking fighting. And I was like, okay, are they really fighting this whole time? I go back, and they're all nice and stuff, but I stopped watching because I'm just bored. I am bored. Come at me, Real Housewives of New Jersey fans, but come at me. I'm sorry, but I am bored. Bravo. This is to Bravo. I really, really pray you guys understand that your watchers are bored with this kind of content. This storyline is fucking boring after 7 years. Either get Melissa and Joe off, or give Teresa and Lewis a spin-off, or both of them. Like, one of those couples needs to get off of the Real Housewives and have their own show. They need to be separated because this is boring for us. Like, people who are fans of Melissa and Joe, they could have they could either, fans of either Teresa or Melissa, they could have their own TV show or their own moment, and they don't have to be together. We don't have to deal with this fighting so that we could see what else is going on. Like, hello, there is drama going on with Jennifer and Margaret, and I don't understand it. Why? Because all I remember is Melissa and Teresa. I'm over it. I'm done. Peace out. All right, now we're moving to Vanderpump Rules. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I don't know where to start. My mind, every time I think about it, it jumps all over the place. Because Tom and Ariana talk about embryos. Well, after he's already slept with Raquel. What the fuck? Raquel is feeling like a victim for Oliver, who is Garcelle from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills' son. I don't understand why there's always dogs crying around this time in my neighborhood, but it is. So just I'm assuming they're okay, or if someone came home, I don't know. Like, what the hell? Oliver is supposed to be married. He has a kid with a woman. Push is a stepfather to her kids. All of the things. If you remember the drama on social media when that broke, they were like that they had made out. They had that Raquel and Oliver had made out in Vegas, and then the wife found out all of this. Well, we finally see the behind the scenes, because us as on social media, we were just, oh my god, Raquel broke up a marriage. Right? Little do we know what was really happening for 6 fucking months. My fucking god. But here is my favorite moment of Vanderpump. Is when Allie, James's girlfriend, who James happens to be Raquel's ex-fiance.
I'm scared though. I kind of started something last night. Last night at Lala's apartment, and I was like grabbing my stuff and we're leaving and we were just chatting. That's when I mentioned like, oh yeah, I saw Sandoval and Raquel dancing together at the Abbey after See You Next Tuesday. I thought it was kind of weird. It was like 1 a.m. and we were like, where's Ariana? I personally wouldn't be comfortable with it, I guess, to have my boyfriend out at 1 a.m. with girls, but everyone's different.
I've noticed how much Raquel's been hanging out with the Toms, both of them. So,
Yeah,
the best of buds these days, aren't they?
I got 2 things to say about that scene. One is that, guys, is how Allie secured her spot on the cast, as well as James's heart. 2, we all know that that's a new edit. That is a new edit, because we heard that they were going to go back to previous episodes and add some stuff, because they did see, like, apparently the cameras did catch some things, but they didn't put it in the original edit for this season. And then when shit hit the fan and they came out with this, or when this came out to be, they're like, oh, we got to edit it. But the first episode since the drama happened, or when they first got to Mexico, I don't think that was edited at all. I don't think that was touched. I think every episode after that was touched. Good example, this moment with Allie. I think that is a new edit, like added in. Just saying. On the behind the scenes, my little 2 cents about it, all of that. Honestly, I think this is my favorite episode of the season so far, because they gave us so much, and there's like, it's like the beginning of Scandival. It's just I want to watch it again. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I want to watch it again. I probably will. I've already watched it twice, because Vanderpump Rules literally has me by the cojones right now. Okay, so we're gonna pivot into Ultimate Girls Trip. This Ultimate Girls Trip, I believe it's finally over. Yeah, because I think you see them leave. It's very boring. Leah was practically sick, though. She had a parasite, which was crazy, but it makes sense for going into a different country, especially Asia, so it made sense. I feel bad that happened to her. She got bullied. That was annoying. And it all kind of stemmed down because they had asked her a question about New York Housewives and the drama and the deals that were supposed to be made. And she goes, I'm not talking about that. I'm not going to talk about that. I respected Leah in that because there are deals. There are literally money and Bravo and conversations that are being held over that at that time. So that was a smart move by Leah if she wants to stay in the good graces of Bravo, to come back for things like this, even though Leah's not a favorite. I gave Leah a lot of respect in that moment. Another not boring moment, but another moment that just did not feel right, and it made me feel like it was very staged, was when Garcelle lost her bottle of Azul tequila. Like that really pretty bottle she claims is the only tequila she could drink without having a hangover. Da, da, da. Like, okay, whatever. Like, tequila's tequila. Yes, the higher end stuff definitely doesn't give you as bad of a hangover, but I don't think she's a big drinker. But we're not talking about that right now. She, for 2 episodes, accused the other women of stealing it and keeping it in the room, and then having this big old drama and all of this. There is a moment in the last episode where she pulls out this huge poster of this bottle, and Pepsi, who is I don't even know how to say it, but like the host or the guy that's like kind of the main guy that's helping and not controlling them, but controlling the environment there at the resort. He brought it out, and Portia made a moment where she goes, how did she find someone out here in Thailand to print out something that big? It was big. It was big. It was like something we were gonna put on the wall, big. And I'm like, bravo, motherfucking bravo. That is what that felt like. It's like, okay, she planned that ahead. She planned that was going to be her storyline. That's what was going to steal her bottle of tequila. That's how she was going to get screen time, yada, yada, yada. So she got that printed at, what we guess, Kinko's, out in Washington, brought it with her, told Pepsi what was going on, gave him the bottle to hide, and they go, on the last day we're going to magically find it. I'm bored. I am bored over a bottle of tequila. Yeah. But that is TV. That is the TV updates of the week. And I have a feeling that these were probably going to be a shorter episode of the week, because the newscast, that could easily take like an hour or so. Like, yeah, this week it was an hour. This one I'm just busting through, so it's like we're at 30 minutes. Like, we're at 35 minutes so far. So these will probably be shorter in the week. Today I did posted it late. I do plan on posting these on Thursday, because Thursday's the last day of new Bravo on Peacock, and bust that out. But today it's probably gonna be done on Friday, because that's life as a mom with a child going to school, bringing home a sickness and passing it down to little brother. I pray I don't get it. I don't think I am, and if I do, I don't think it's going to be major, because these boys have energy like no other. They were eating, they were drinking, they just had fever. So there's that. Alright, and on that note, if you liked this, please like, subscribe, share it with friends, and rate this episode. And thank you very much for all the support, and happy week.